The MotoGP world has once again been rocked by sensational news that has left the entire paddock speechless and its rivals on edge. Marc Márquez is now at the centre of a storm after Honda's insane offer jeopardised his future and panicked Ducati. Ducati reacted quickly to secure its biggest asset. Could this be the first sign of an impending war between major manufacturers that will change the course of MotoGP in the near future? Let's discuss it. The 2026 MotoGP season is more than just a change in the calendar. It is predicted to be one of the most decisive turning points in modern MotoGP history. Nearly all the top riders will enter the final phase of their contracts, which coincides with the implementation of new technical regulations that could drastically alter the power structure between manufacturers. Amidst this maelstrom of major changes, one name immediately stands out: Marc Márquez. MotoGP 2027 will also mark the beginning of a new technical era. Tighter aerodynamic regulations, electronic device restrictions, and a greater focus on power efficiency and performance control are predicted to narrow the performance gap between manufacturers. The technical superiority that has historically been a key advantage for certain teams may diminish. This is a golden opportunity for many factory teams to build a long-term project. To do so, they need one crucial figure: an experienced rider capable of shaping the direction of motorcycle development. This is where Marquez's strategic value has once again soared. After several injury-plagued seasons, career uncertainty, and a difficult transition to a different bike, Marc Márquez's recent resurgence has re-established him as a rider who defines an era. Not only is he fast on the track, he is also known for his ability to understand the bike in great detail, provide the team with precise technical feedback, maintain a steely mentality under pressure, and push the bike to its absolute limit, even in the most critical situations. It's no surprise that several major manufacturers are monitoring his contract situation closely. During MotoGP's major transition toward new regulations, Marquez is seen as a strategic asset for achieving short-term victories and establishing long-term development direction. Ducati, currently at the peak of its dominance and the performance benchmark on the grid, reportedly wants to retain Marquez as the key to its stability heading into 2027. Retaining Marquez is not just a matter of prestige for Ducati, it's also an effort to maintain performance continuity, a clear technical direction, and a competitive edge amidst the uncertainty of upcoming regulations. However, the big story clearly doesn't end there. Honda, Marquez's former team, has once again emerged as a key player in the speculation surrounding the champion's future. The Japanese manufacturer is reportedly preparing a significant plan for the new MotoGP regulations in 2027, aiming to rebuild their project from the ground up after a long, challenging period. Marquez is seen as an ideal figure in this scenario, not only because of his status as a world champion, but also because of his technical capacity and leadership in directing motorcycle development. The narrative of returning home clearly has strong emotional appeal for both Honda and the MotoGP audience. However, Marquez is now in a more pragmatic phase of his career. He's not chasing the romance of the past or a heroic comeback story anymore. He's focused on finding the most competitive bike that will give him a real chance to continue winning and competing at the highest level. To date, Marquez has not given any definitive indication of his future plans. He is said to be waiting for the results of the initial testing of the 2027 generation bikes before making a final decision. Many analysts agree that Marc Márquez's decision will ultimately depend on one crucial factor: which bike is best prepared and most competitive at the start of the new regulatory era. In a technical reset like this one, long-term experience, a winning instinct, and the ability to read development trends are invaluable assets, and Marquez is well aware of his strategic value in this scenario. It's no surprise that the 2027 season is turning into a heated battle for his signature. It's not just a rivalry on the racetrack anymore. It's a grand strategic war behind the scenes. Manufacturers are competing against each other in terms of technical readiness, long-term vision, and belief that they are the most worthy home for an era-defining rider. Amid speculation about Marquez's future, another story is stealing the spotlight. Jorge Martin, who endured a tortuous 2025 season with Aprilia, openly admitted that Marquez's resurgence has been his greatest source of inspiration. What was initially a promising season turned into a nightmare for Martin. Injuries, crashes, absences from several key races, and inconsistent performance knocked him out of the title race. Despite the most challenging mental and physical conditions of his career, Martin found motivation in his rival. Marc is a living example that a rider should never give up under any circumstances, Martin said. The 2025 season was one of the most difficult for me, but seeing how Marc bounced back from that difficult period and returned to being competitive made me believe that I could do it too. Marc Márquez's resurgence in the 2025 season is one of the greatest stories in MotoGP. After a period of injury and doubt, and after adapting to a new bike, Marquez returned not only to competitiveness, but also to his role as champion. For Martin, Marquez's journey is a brutal reminder that falling is part of racing, but getting back up is what defines a great rider. Now, the focus shifts to the 2026 season. Can Martin emulate Marquez's resurgence? The answer will be one of the most interesting stories heading into 2027. The uncertainty ahead of 2027 doesn't stop with Marquez. Another major rumour is gaining momentum. Francesco Bagnaia is reportedly considering a new challenge with Yamaha. After years as a Ducati icon, the possibility of his moving to the Japanese manufacturer is a hot topic. Struggling to regain its form, Yamaha is reportedly looking to bring in a big name to accelerate its revival. Even more surprising is that Bagnaia's potential seat is reportedly Fabio Quartararo's, as Quartararo is rumoured to be interested in moving to Aprilia. Aprilia itself is reportedly ready to offer a much more ambitious long-term project with Quartararo at the centre of motorcycle development for the 2027 regulations. This strategy isn't just about recruiting a star rider, it's a fundamental step toward establishing a new technical identity. It's a major decision that could permanently alter Aprilia's direction, philosophy, and image in the competitive MotoGP landscape. If the rumours circulating are true, the 2027 MotoGP season will be nearly unrecognisable compared to previous eras. Yamaha, Aprilia, Ducati, and Honda could enter a new chapter with a completely different power map in the terms of technical aspects, development philosophy, and star riders. Fans, analysts, and even legendary former racers are scrutinising every detail in the paddock, from contract movements and motorcycle development to subtle signals emerging behind the scenes. The 2027 season is not just another racing season, it's a turning point that will determine the direction of MotoGP for the next decade. Where will Marc Márquez land in the 2027 season? Leave your thoughts below